Hey, it's Joe AMoia, founder and creator of GPSforlove.com. Are you looking for a high quality guy? And are you struggling because the only guys that you're finding are low quality or no quality? You know what I'm talking about. The boys, the guys who are selfish, who are immature, emotionally unavailable, and only interested in getting in your pants. Well, if so, I want you to pay close attention because today we're going to talk about an important strategy that can literally change your love life overnight. See, what we're going to talk about today is how your brain works. Your brain is a lot like Google, the search engine. Like if you go to your computer and you type in low quality guy, then Google is going to go find evidence of all these low quality guys. However, if you type into your brain or your computer high quality guy, well, guess what? Your brain's going to go find high quality guys. There's a part of your brain, it's actually called the amygdala, and it acts exactly like the search engine Google. So if you believe there are low quality guys out there, that all the good guys are married, in a relationship, or gay, guess what you're going to find? Guys who are married, in a relationship, or gay. And your brain's going to go, see, I knew it. Now, I know this may be so simple, but it's something I see all the time, especially with the members of my GPS Love community. And how it works is like this. I was once working with a woman who had this same belief. And she said, you know what? She was a little overweight. Well, actually, she was a lot overweight. And she's like, guys only want skinny women. And I said, okay, is that really true? And she's like, yes, she believed it 100%. That's what her brain believed. So as a result, that's what her brain kept seeing. She's like, look at this one, look at that one. Look, she's a size 2, she's a size 0. You don't see, fat women with good looking guys. I'm like, okay, cool. So I gave her a little assignment. I said, do me a favor. This weekend, go to the mall and sit in the food court for 2 hours. Okay? Got to be for 2 hours. And just observe. And observe how many women who are your size or maybe even a bigger who have a good looking man by their side. Now, he might not be a size 32 waist, but, he's an attractive guy and it's obvious that they're a suitable couple. And so she went and did this exercise and she came back and she's like, it's amazing. She's like, I saw women who weren't as attractive as me, who were 3 times the size of me, and yet they still had rings on their finger and they still had a guy that was obviously that he loved them. And I'm like, guess what? Your brain has just been wired wrong. And this also happened in my journey. And I'm going to be quite transparent here. There was a time in my life where I believe there were 2 types of women. There were the superficial bitches, and those were the women who were exactly what it sounds like. They were superficial. You had to meet every freaking criteria on their list. You had to have perfect hair. Didn't work for me. You had to be the perfect physique. Didn't work for me. You had to have the perfect bank account. You had to be a 7-figure millionaire driving a Lamborghini, that was able to wine and dine them. And if you didn't do everything perfectly, you weren't good enough. Okay? That didn't work. And then there were the women who were just desperate, who were needy, who would take any guy who came along and were just looking for any guy to walk them down the aisle, to father a baby for them. And that was literally my experience, and that's literally what I believe. So guess what I kept finding? Superficial bitches and needy, desperate women. But then I realized that, you know what? There are some good quality women out there. And I actually found something called online dating. And now this was before online dating was the rage, like before it really took off. This was back in like 1999. And so I started doing online dating and I started realizing, you know what? There are a lot of good quality women who are just as frustrated as I am and trying to find that special someone to share my life. And once my brain got rewired, once my search engine changed, then all of a sudden, guess what I started meeting? That's right, high quality women. So what we want you to do today is take some mirror time and get really honest with yourself and ask, what have you been focusing on? Have you been focusing on the poor quality of guys that are out there? Because let's be honest, there's always been low quality guys and there always will be low quality guys. That's what makes the high quality guys stand out. One of the reasons my wife was able to stand out is because all the superficial bitches and needy, desperate women that I went out with. So when I came across her, I'm like, wow, this is the kind of woman that I'm looking for. And how she showed up in my life showed me that she was the potential partner that I was looking for. And the more I dated her, the more I was with her, and the more I was in a relationship with her, the more I realized that this is the woman I want to spend the rest of my life with. And I didn't care about anybody else. I didn't care that there could be something better out there. I knew that she was the right one for me. And that's one of the ways that you'll recognize the right guy when he comes along. So what you need to do is, again, take that mirror time and look at your beliefs. What has your mind been focusing on? Have you been focusing on the crap? And I hear it all the time. I call it the BMC. The BMC is the bitch and moan club. There's no good guys out there. They all suck. They don't know how to treat a woman. They don't call when they say when they're going to call. And again, if you watch my videos, you read our blogs, I'm the first one to say, those are the boys. Those are the guys you stay away from. But they're so transparent. But what's really cool, once you start reprogramming your brain and you start focusing on the good quality guys, it's absolutely amazing what will show up. The other day I'm a big baseball fan. And I was watching the Hall of Fame inductions because one of my favorite players got inducted to the Baseball Hall of Fame. And the two guys that got nominated and got inducted this year just gave these awesome speeches. And they talked about how much they love their wives and how much they love their children and how much, their parents' love and support in their journey really helped them and meant to them. And I'm like, look, quality guys. Because, see, I believe there are two types of guys in the world, quality guys and boys. Okay? And I believe there are two types of women, quality women and girls. So that's just the way it is. It's how it's always been. It's how it always will be. But when you stop focusing on the crap and you start focusing on the good ones, that's what starts showing up. So I want you to get honest with yourself and really take a look at what you've been focusing on. But then more importantly, I'm going to give you a little exercise. I want you to get really honest, and I want you to start writing down some of your beliefs. Okay? What are the things you really believe? Do you believe that, there are no good men out there? Do you believe that they're all in a relationship, married or gay? Do you believe that they don't know how to treat a woman? Do you believe that all guys want is to get laid? Like, be really transparently honest. That's what I did. In my journey, okay, what do I really believe about women? And I'm like, well, does this make it easier or does it make it harder? Because, see, your unconscious mind will produce evidence to what you believe. And just to give you a little example of that, of how it works, has there ever been a time in your life where you wanted to buy a new car, right? And you started thinking about buying that new car and you had an idea of what you wanted. And then next thing you knew, everywhere you were driving, you saw that car next to you or in front of you. It's like, there it is, there it is, there it is, right? And then you bought that new car. And for the first week or two, what happened? You started seeing that car everywhere, right? People start even asking you about your new car. And then 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks down the road, 5 months later, you don't notice them anymore. Why? Because your brain it was no longer important for your brain to notice those things. So your brain then pushed it back down in the order of importance. So you have to understand that what you believe and what you focus on unconsciously is what you actually produce in your life. And it doesn't just work this way in relationships. If you believe that it's hard to lose weight, guess what? It's gonna be hard to lose weight. If you believe it's hard to make and save money, guess what? It's going to be hard to make and save money because that's what you believe. That's what your brain is trained to focus on. And when your brain is trained to focus on something, that is what it finds evidence to support. And what's really cool is research has shown is that you will actually do whatever you need to do to support those beliefs. So it's absolutely amazing. So if you believe relationships are hard, relationships are difficult, men are only interested in sex or only care about themselves, your brain will find evidence. And if you're with a good guy, you'll ultimately get rid of him because he's too nice, because that will support your belief. And if you're with a great guy, you'll just say, you know what? You'll find something wrong with it. So it doesn't have to be that way. And if you're with a low quality guy, you'll just tend to gravitate and hang around him until you're in so much emotional pain, you're just like, I can't do this anymore. So human behavior has nothing to do with logic. It doesn't make sense. This is why you can solve your girlfriend's problems, but when it comes to your own, you continue to struggle. So I know, again, threw a lot at you, but seen a lot of things going on in GPS for Love community that we really need to address, really need to make some changes so that you can go out and create the results you really want. Because the reality is, the universe doesn't pick and choose who finds love and who doesn't. The people who succeed tend to do things differently than the people who struggle. and come up short. So that's the goal here at GPS for Love, is to help you create the strategies, the tips, the skills, and the mindset to ultimately produce the results in your love life that you desire and deserve. So take your mirror time and then go ahead and put your comments in the box below. And if you have any questions, feel free to post those as well. Have an awesome day. Much love.